Answer key for benchmark assessment D. For number 1, it says which of the following is true. We need to look to see that the smaller number is to the left-hand side and the larger number to the greater than side. And so the only one here would be negative 1/3 is greater than negative 1. If it helps you with these types of questions, you can go ahead and draw a number line somewhere on your page and maybe even plot each one of the numbers to really see which one is bigger and which one's smaller. Negative 1/3 would be about right here on our number line, and negative 1 would be over here. Okay, number 2, which set of rational numbers is arranged from greatest to least? So we look here, and if it's greater than, it must be first, because that's the way it lists it in the question. And so the only option here would be positive 4, positive 2, positive 1, negative 4, negative 7. Number 3, which equation shows additive inverse? We must remember additive inverse means what you have to add or subtract to any number to make it become 0. The only option here that even represents adding and subtracting to make 0 would be C. Number 4, it says, what is the negative absolute value of negative n? So first off, we need to take care of this negative n absolute value. The absolute value of negative n would be n. Therefore, we're left with only the outside negative, which would make it negative n for A. So number 5, find the product. We must remember our song. Same signs are positive, different signs are negative. So these are same signs, negative 6 times negative 2, so that would be positive 12. So it would be B. Number 6, find the sum. These are different signs, so we use our adding and subtracting song. Same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Take the sign of the larger number, then you'll be exact. So these are different signs, subtract. 4 minus 2 is 2, keep the sign of the bigger number. Number 7, which property is represented? Okay, so we see here that we have a parentheses, so it could be associative property, right? Associatives group it. However, this is showing multiplication and then addition. So this makes it a special one. This would not be considered associative property. This would be considered distributive, because we're doing like Katniss. And catching fire, pew pew, like our little arrows going off. So that B and the C are represented. That A is represented in both new terms. Okay, so number 8. It says simplify the following expression. So we're going to use our order of operations. First, we have to do parentheses. It goes PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So parentheses. First, so that means we have to take care of inside. It's 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 times 4 is 16. It's 32. And then we bring down our exponents, more simplified. 2 squared is 4. And so that would be here. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Bring down your 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. So your answer would be B, 13. Number 9, we're going to have to combine like terms here. So we have A's and we also have B's. So all the A's go together and all the B's go together. So one method to help you sort is you can make shapes around your different terms. So here we have circles around our A's. So 5 minus 3 is 2A, and 3 plus 2 is 5B. So that would be A, 2A plus 5B. Notice the A's in front, the B's in back, because we do it alphabetical order. Now, if we had exponents in our expression, it would be exponents are our engines, and our constants, which are the numbers without variables, would be our caboose. In this case, we did not have to deal with that. Okay, number 10, it says, what is the solution of the following equation? So we're going to solve an equation. We could put a line down our equal sign if we like. We can add 6 on both sides because we do the additive inverse here. 48 plus 6 is 54. Number 11, on Monday, 344 students went on a trip to the zoo. All 6 buses were filled and 8 students had to travel in cars. How many students were in each bus? This is just like our word problem booklet we did during Unit 2, and we did a whole bunch of these word problems here. And remember, we did it step by step. Step 1 was to identify the variable. Step 2 was to set up your equation. Okay, just like here. So we know we're looking for the buses. So there's 6 buses were filled. So it would be 6 times B. Okay, and then we have to add 8 more students who traveled in cars. So 6B plus 8 would equal our 344. This would be our total. That's one of the steps that we did for the during the word problem booklet. It was we found the total. So then we went ahead and solved. So we subtract 8 on both sides. 344 minus 8 will give you 336. Then we're going to divide by 6 on both sides, and we find that B would equal 56 students on each bus. Number 12 says Don earns $5 an hour for babysitting. His total earnings for babysitting last week were $75. So which equation could be used to find the number of hours Don spent babysitting last week? Let H represent the total number of hours Don spent babysitting last week. So we're going to do the same kind of step process. First, we need to identify the variable. Well, that would be the total of hours, which would represent H. Then we look for the total. So here's our total is 75. So we know the totals always go on the other side of the equal sign. So the only option here that has this total all by itself would be right here. Okay, so we're going to multiply 5 times the amount of hours, and it's going to equal the total of 75. So be A. Number 13, we have an inequality. So the only difference here is the sign right here, but that in comparison to an equation. So we're going to first add 6 on both sides. 8 plus 6 is 14. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides, so x will be greater than 7. This sign does not change in this problem because we are not. Oh, I'm sorry, I just left off the negative here. So actually this answer is not B on this problem. Because this is a negative 2, I just caught this, it would be x is less than negative 7. So x is less than negative 7. So it would be C. It would be C. This will be proof if you watch the video, because if you put B, you would be wrong. So the correct answer is C. Okay, number 14, which ratios are equivalent? Okay, so what I had to do for each one of these fractions is I had to simplify each one. And some little hints kind of gave this one away. If I multiply 6 by 2, it gives me 12. But if I multiply 10 by 2, it does not give me 27. It gives me 20. So that one would not work. If I could simplify this and see that this one wouldn't work. And then I could simplify this one to see if it wouldn't work. So you could kind of see my little scratch work around here. And I noticed that this one does work because if I simplify, it's 3/8 equals 3/8, so it would be C. Number 15, to find out how much was the sandwiches each, then I would just have to divide here and just to compare and see which one was my best option. So all I do in your calculator is you go $2.83 divided by 3, give you 94. $3.32 divided by 4 will give you 83 cents, and then so forth. And I noticed that the best buy would be to purchase a sandwich for 76 cents.